Hello there, welcome back to Banished. So, last time we did a cut-up episode and we're going to continue with them, I think. The goal, of course, will be to, well, rebuild my city into one of stone houses where we don't consume too much firewood and as such can also do trade. I think we'll also change over to mostly farming, but I think I'll have to, after this episode, check or look up for some tutorials on how to do this properly, because I clearly ain't. So, with that said, we'll continue with our efforts to build stone houses rather than anything else, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll be able to at least do, well, potentially all of them, I think, this episode. We'll have to wait and see. Apparently I got a couple of achievements here. You've earned an award Healthy, and you received an award Smiles All Around. I have no idea what those achievements actually are, but I got 2 of them, and they are my first, so I'm pretty happy about that. Maintain high happiness for 10 years in town with at least 100 citizens. Maintain high health for at least 10 years in a town with at least 100 citizens. So, that works great. And we'll probably also get 100 stone houses pretty soon with the upgrades. Food-wise, we might be in trouble again. We are getting quite a lot now from the farming, but I'm also once again starting to get into the point where I'm thinking that we might get into a horrible amount of trouble. But it remains to be seen. We're building 5 houses here, which is well, upgrading 5 houses, which is good. I'm also trying to get, yes, we do have enough firewood here now. As you can see, finally someone came around with some sheep, so we're going to trade all the firewood that we have. 3,000, which actually gives me 5 sheep. So we're going to take those 5 sheep, which is great. Trader, I believe that is trade 50,000 units, which is fair enough. And I'm also going to start putting 500 firewood in each of my well, 5 trade posts here, which means that we'll always have 2,000 trade firewood to trade. And that should also give me some help when it comes to, well, virtually everything. I'm a little bit unsure when I want to set up my pasture, but I think I'm actually going to set it up down here in this corner. So we are going to get that built straight away. This will give me wool, so that actually allows me to start creating some proper clothing, which will be great. So I think we'll go for 15 times 15 here. I believe I also can most likely set up a house or 2 down here, so we're probably going to build that so that they're close to, well, where they're working, and everyone should be happy about that, I think. So let us see here. Yeah, I can actually set up a road. I'll simply have to wait for the trees to be destroyed, though. So, we are going to build that pasture here. And I also have a ton of people now that I can use to do other work now during the winter. So we're probably going to use these guys for fixing of the pasture, cutting down some trees, most likely build another bridge here, cut down the trees, get some stone. A lot of things actually. I'll be using them for a lot of usefulness, so to speak. So should be interested. My apologies. Should be interested to see how this turns out. But as you can see, we have gotten some more houses, and I'll keep on upgrading these houses for, well, I guess the rest of the game. We'll see how it goes. 16 people doesn't know what they want to do. Well, can then become laborers and work for my great city. We'll see how it all plans out, it all works out in the end. So, winter has come, once again, and we're in year 24. Things are going fairly well. We don't really have any issues to report. Farming is going well, everything is working. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is that we have a little bit of, well, not too much food going into this winter. The cattle is also very slowly growing, but they're growing a little bit too slow, if you ask me. So I might have to figure something out. I'm also once again attempting to set up another farm over here. I think I will do that next season, but I've taken measures this season. We're going to set up a, I guess you could call it hunting, gathering, forest situation up here. And I'm also going to build a couple of houses, probably 4 houses in the area, so at least some of the people working here will be here to begin with. I have no idea if I need a barn, but I'll probably do that. I'll probably also set up a couple of stone houses here too, basically to try and keep the people who are working there a little bit closer to the workplace to, well, get efficiency up. Also, judging by that, we'll probably set up a couple of stone houses here, and potentially here too. So I know where I want to build next, but on the positive news, all the houses in this area are now being upgraded. These are last 2 that just needs to be built, and with that said, that means that I don't really have anything to worry about. We're going to upgrade this area now, starting with these two. So everything's going fine. After that, we're going to set up a second chapel. I think we're actually going to place it here, but we'll see. We'll get to it once we get there. At spring of year 25 here, we might have a very severe food problem. I don't have anything in my trade posts, and I kind of have to hope that someone trading food actually stops by. Otherwise, it might be in trouble. I might have to do what I did, or I will probably do what I did up here. Set up a secondary, hunter's hut, but I have no idea how well that would actually work, so we'll have to see. It might work, it might not, but I'll know for at least once we get back to winter. We will clear the iron and stone in this area, so the house will work perfectly. I'll probably also set up here and clear the iron and stone from this area as well, in order to just, help things out a little bit. But I'm very uncertain if I should do that, or if I should, to some extent, prolong this line, or potentially even set up one up down here. I'm very uncertain on that point. What I'm mostly tempted to do here is actually use this big flat area here as the new farming village, so to speak. And I'll probably set one up, but not right now, if that makes any sense. So I think we'll just continue with what I've been doing, which is upgrading buildings. We have a fair amount of stone, so we'll be upgrading a lot this summer, I think. We also have a lot of people at work, so it's not like it's going to be too difficult. The problem, of course, is while I'm upgrading, there will be people in our houses. But once again, I think it should be fine. We'll also build a secondary chapel once every house here is upgraded. 24 Nomans are requesting citizenship. I will deny them. And the reason is simple. I don't have the food to feed the people of my city right now. We have 136 food right now, and I don't actually have anyone to trade with, as far as I can see. I could harvest one of these fields early, and I think I might actually have to, in order to try and make something work here. But I don't really know. Worst case scenario, we'll have to harvest early, but hopefully we can avoid that. We'll simply have to wait and see. There's someone here who didn't have food, but I honestly don't know. We will probably have to try to do something here. I'll set up another base here in the center of that cluster. So it should help me with getting at least a little bit of extra food. How much, I'm a little bit unsure, but we'll figure that out very, very soon, I think. So, a hunting cabin. Apparently there's a little bit of a something here that might actually cause problems. A hill of some description. Yeah, there's a little mountain, a small mountain, and that will of course be a little bit annoying, but not really too much I can do about that right now. And I miscalculated apparently, so I guess I'll just wedge it in there, and we'll build a couple of houses there next year, I think. For now we don't really have a good way of making that work, but yeah, hopefully I can use hunters and gatherers to keep the food at a reasonable supply, at least out the year here. But once again, it's not something I can guarantee, and we might actually run out of both stone and everything before we get something built here. What I can do, of course, and I think I'll actually just do that right now, I actually need to build a secondary cemetery as well, is slaughter some of these chickens for food. So we'll set it down to 30, and that should give me at least a little bit of chicken that we can eat. I don't actually have to harvest early. I can simply use the the farmer has died of starvation. Well, that's our first death to starvation, and it's kind of annoying. Getting something to eat. So yeah, I definitely need to, I think, slaughter chickens. We have food, but we have too little of it. Many of the laborer has died of starvation. Well, 2 deaths to starvation. This is bad, but it's kind of good. How evil that actually sounds, it kind of is. So hopefully, as long as we can survive until the harvest here, I think we can make something work. They didn't actually plant anything over there? Well, then it's no reason to have them working on that farm then. But yeah, I'll set up 2 more extra farms here, and we'll set up, as I said, a build setup here, and hopefully that'll make things a little bit easier in the future. But for now, there aren't too much we can do. I guess I'll use the winter here to, as I said, get rid of. Yeah, we've started the harvest. That's the simple reason why I actually have food. This guy came in a perfect timing, and he actually takes everything I have here. So let us use that to our advantage. and get ourselves some food here. What do we want? Do I want to transfer something over here for him to, so we can actually get some extra food? I think I do. Let's first and foremost though get 1,000. I'll keep him here for as long as I can, and see if I can get some extra food here. But for now, we'll just buy what he has as much as we can do. We do need the food, so it's great that we finally got a food merchant after a couple of starvation deaths. But yeah, as I said, it will start building up. I think I'll actually put some more people to work at these places in order to, well, transport everything they need and such. And I actually can afford that population-wise, so it's actually not a bad idea. So with that said, now let us get things working, and hopefully here my city won't all perish to starvation. We'll see how it goes. Spring year 26. We do now have quite a bit of food. There actually came 2 food merchants. I bought a ton of that. The problem, of course, is that firewood is what I'm using as currency, so we're going to use quite a bit of that on, well, saving up for the next merchant, so to speak. And also, we are upgrading houses still. It's going fairly well. And I think we're just going to keep on with, as I said, upgrading. We have, what, 4, 8, 13 houses left of these 3, so we're definitely getting closer. As I said, I'll probably build 2 stone houses up here, 2 or 3, and I'll probably, I might even do that here. So, expansion-wise, we won't really get too much. I've also opted for building 4 stone houses over here. I might actually set up a woodcutter, stockpile, and a barn here as well, build a secondary village, so to speak, but we'll see. For now, things are at least looking good, and if the harvest this year is fairly alright, we shouldn't have any problems. We'll see how it all goes. This will probably be winter my village dies. As you can see here, the yield from the farming of this year has been horrible. And as a result, I'm pretty sure most of my village might actually perish here, which of course would be horrible. But what I might have to do in order to try and survive is slaughter some of the livestock. But once again, I don't really want to, but it seems to be the only way to make the village survive. It might be the possibility that I build these 4 houses was a terrible idea, but we'll see. I might have to do some arrangements here. A cattle trader, wow, you're useless. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can survive the winter. We'll probably have to slaughter quite a bit of animals, really. Let's see how we're doing in terms of. Yeah, as you can see, we're going 2,000 in minus every year. So I need at least 1 trader in order to make something work here, which is probably not going to be the case. We'll have to see. Hopefully something will work out, as I said, but once again, I wouldn't count on it. Well, I just got the settlement award, which means that my little city here has reached 300 people, which is, well, kind of an achievement in its own. And also we survived the winter with still 4,000 of stored food, so things are not horrible, I'll say that. We also have just a couple more houses to upgrade, so that is also great. But I'm still a little bit worried about how things are going to go here, especially once we start, well, upgrading a little bit more. Setting up some other farms will probably be a little bit useful. I think I'll actually just abandon the orchards more or less at all, because they are fairly useless, I dare say, at least for me right now. Perhaps if I made them bigger they might be useful, but right now they aren't. And I should probably move this pastry down line. Might actually buy a couple more cattle, because they didn't actually procreate it very fast. I want to see how much food you actually got from 4 sheep, so I'm going to slaughter 4 of them and see how much food I actually get. And I think we're just going to continue with building here, and hopefully soon upgrade to steel tools. Once everything is actually built here, I can start trading for coal and iron rather than stone. And when that happens, I think we're going to switch over to steel, which should also be positive. I still have to remove things in this area. We'll do it as soon as we reach next winter, because 54 farmers are a hell of a workforce that I can use in the winter for that. So that is my plan. We'll have to see how that plays out here. We're starting to get quite a bit of an adult population, so I think things are looking fine. It has taken 10 years so far, and I'm still not actually done with this, but upgrades are upgrades. And I should also mention the fact that we have built 2 outposts at actually are getting quite a bit of extra food here. It could potentially be what saves us. I'm a little bit concerned with the small amount of food I'm getting from the gather here. But that might actually be because of the fact that half of the area is covered in stone and iron. So we'll definitely go ahead and deal with that. We'll also, I think, do some more wood cutting, but I'm a little bit unsure about where. Might build a bridge here. Yes, here, something like that. To chop down this area, I'm a little bit unsure. We'll probably also take this area here, a little bit in the outskirts, so to speak. The range of this thing is, well, if I cut this, it shouldn't have too much of an effect, but it might, so we'll be careful. But as I said here, we might actually go for cutting something down, and we have another food merchant here, so that is great. The only thing that annoys me a little bit with these food merchants is that they don't actually pay me full price for the firewood, but I can't actually complain about that. So I think what we're going to do is still keep on trying to get firewood trading, and I think I might actually have to try and up or place more firewood in each of these trading posts if I want to be able to sustain myself with firewood in terms of food. So could get interested to see how this actually turns out, and there's a ton of traders here. I'll not be buying seeds, at least not now. I don't think that's a good idea, so I won't. I'll also set up 2 more farming areas here. No, 1 more. No, 2 more. So that should actually help a little bit with the food, with missing food, so to speak. So, I have no idea how the city here will continue, but I'm pretty sure we will be able to make everything work. I think this will actually be the last batch of stone that I need to buy before we are done here. So, well, that was 1 number from too much. So, I think things are looking good. Next time we'll probably get everything finished, and once we've done that, I think we're going to look into, or take a quick look at a couple of farming tutorials, and potentially, as I said, try and set up a farming village of some sort here with a couple of woodcutters, just to provide firewood for the area. And they'll basically be independent of each other, except for the building, of course, and hopefully I can pull that off. We'll have to wait and see, and if that happens, I might actually get rid of these things, so I'll basically use them as a sustenance for the area that I'll be building here until that point. We'll see how it all plays out next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like really, and hopefully I'll see you around next time. Bye.